welcome to My Life on Paper, where paper and pictures tell my story. I'm Brianna, and welcome to Getting Messy with Scrappy Kathy and Friends, which is a hop that we do with mixed media. We're scrap lifting, and this is what we're scrap lifting. I think it's just gorgeous. So I did this just piece by piece. It was a little bit overwhelming, I have to tell you, but dabbling in mixed media for a couple years now, I can really tell that I'm learning. So first I take out my stamp that is like stitching, and it's just an Amazon stamp. Nothing, super spectacular. And I just take my close to my heart black ink and I ink up the sewing part, and then I make a square. And I think I'm trying to do like a 10-inch circle or square. It's not exact obviously. But I am kind of I think I might have even at one point gotten out my ruler kind of just to give me a border. I'm not sure, but and I wasn't so worried about it matching up on the right corner, because I knew it would be covered with a picture. And you can see I'm using what I would call masks, where I can stamp over the top of it, and it won't it won't stamp over the top of itself because it's got that other piece of paper, if that makes any sense. So I got my 49 and Market film strips out, which you can see in the sketch. And here's where I'm going to do some measuring. But I measured to see how big I wanted these pieces of paper. So I tackled that first. I mean, that was one of the easy decisions. So, and in fact, the first thing I did was pick out these two papers. My photo that I'm using is of myself and my husband. We were doing some hikes because I did go to England in June with my friend Diane. And so it was kind of like practice hike. So this is one of our pictures from our practice hike. And I am now just tearing the paper and then just rolling it. And there's nothing like scientific to it. It's just, kind of jumping in and doing it. There's no perfect way to do this. So I am folding it up. And I know that some people might add some water to the paper to get it to help it to curl, but I did not do that. I just curled it. So now that is done, and I've taken a 49 Market rub-on that says today, and that's what's sitting up in the left upper corner. And I get my Vicky Bouton stencil out, because that's kind of what it is in the layout. It's got it's got circles, like stenciled circles there. So that's what I'm doing. You won't see a lot of it by the time I'm done, but that's okay. And I'm playing around with different color browns. By the time I'm done, I'll have lots of browns all over the place. I thought with, hiking, browns and greens was a good idea. And I really do like the way this comes out. Normally I speed this up double time. This is sped up times 4. Just because of all the mixed media and all the pieces to it, it did take me a long time. This border that I'm using, I think it's supposed to be like buttons, and actually the middle punches out, the buttonholes punch out, but I'm just trying to get it on the page. It might be close to my heart. I'm not positive. I don't remember. It's been in my stash a long time. These sticker borders are from Stamping Up. And then I also get out some trim and some ribbon. And there's brown ribbon that I'm going to have, and that is from Close to My Heart. But first I'm going to get this attached down, and then I will trim off the rest of that green, and it ends up going to the right hand side, and it almost looks like a smiley face on the top with the way it's kind of punched out partly. But anyway, it kind of stares at me the whole video. So I take one of those Stampin' Up stickers, the sticker borders, and I'll trim that down, and underneath it I'll get this brown ribbon. And um, the ribbon is so vintage and has been curled up for so long, it surely does not want to stay straight. But with the sticker border, I think it helps it hold down. But I was using like liquid glue and ATG adhesive, and it's still kind of curled up a little bit, but it'll be okay once I get into the page protector. All right, so now I am stamping some labels. I have lots of Nicole Jones 911 labels, but they always seem to be the wrong color. So I do have stamps that are labels. And one of my stamp sets, and I don't know if this is the one, is from Lail by Mail that has labels. I've decided that I didn't do the circles down far enough, so I'm going to put a couple more rows in there. Then I will bring my paper and items back in. There's my rub-on. I'm going to do the rub-on. Again, that says today, and there's some mixed media-ish looking stuff on the rub-on. I have been doing a video every day this week or every day this month. And when I do that, I just don't feel like I get to slow down and take the time. It's more of a, and I'm not saying it's bad, but it's more of like it's to get it done nicely to get it in the album. So I was really happy at the end of the month to take some time with this one and put all the layers onto it. It was really fun. So I'm going to overlap those two labels and kind of put it where it is in relationship to the lift. And then I have a pocket card, so I'm going to trim my photo down so that it fits on it. And it did have rounded corners, so I rounded the corners of my photo. This frame is from Hobby Lobby. It's a paper studio frame. Instead of the tag, I'm going to use that. Then I'll adhere that down to the right-hand side along with the film strip to make sure that stays as well. I put liquid glue onto the film strip. Then next, I will, yeah, there's, I'm like checking out all of the stuff I have. So now, right now, I'm concerned that there's more space in between the two sides than what there is in the lift. So I do put that ampersand there, just temporary, just to see if that's going to work. I have that bracket there that I see if that's going to work. And then I'll work on the left-hand side. I found a 49 and Market tag, and I know there's a tassel on the layout, but this tag I think worked perfectly for this, and it was just laying next to me on my scrapbook table, and I would have never thought to put it there if it had not been out, which is really sad. These rub-ons are from close to my heart. They are, gosh, 20 years old. So, they're not the best, but when you're talking about doing like mixed media and kind of grungy like, that worked really well. So I liked how that looks. And then I bring in my watercolors, and these are shimmery watercolors, so they're not super dark or anything. And I'm going to use the green and the brown. And again, they're not perfect color matches, but it does add another kind of layer of color in there, and I'm really happy how it is turning out. I am going to have everyone listed below that's playing along with Kathy's Hop. Please go check out and see their takes on the layout. And then also Kathy has a Facebook group, which I'll have linked as well. And in there you will see the folders, and then anybody who does the lift who of this layout, they can put their takes in that folder as well. So I have more rub-ons, so I'm going to use them up because, again, they're 20 years old. So this one says special times. And again, it's not perfect. Some of it is kind of broken up and stuff, so you can still read it, but it's a little bit grungy. And then I did one up on the right side. It almost looked like a chandelier type thing. And oh, I figured out you can't put rub-ons on wet stuff because I tried to do it on the left-hand side where the watercolor is, and that did not work. Then I find this Life is Good wood veneer, and I believe it's from Fancy Pants, and it actually had broken in half. It's been, again, in my stash forever, so not its fault, it's my fault, but I did glue it back together and it doesn't look terrible. And again, grungy, so it's okay. So I'm going to use that as my title, and I thought about moving it, and I don't usually put words sideways, but I'm going to put that there. Use my tiny attacher to secure the tag there. And then I have stamps that are just like dots. So I'm going to add that for some more layering. I have this trim from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to glue that down to next to the right side of the uh, frame there. And then I want to add more of that curling brown ribbon from Close to My Heart at the top. So, kind of like a tag. Think a tag instead of a frame. And then I go back to the Distress ink, and I stamp May. That May stamp is from Lail by Mail. I just absolutely love it. It's the second month I've ever stamped. And I'm going to stamp some more dots. I know I'm going to get some arrows on there. The arrows are also from Lail by Mail. And I also have words. So up in the right hand corner says thankful for this. That is Ellie's studio. All these little words are good company. Thankful for this goes on the bottom. I have another dot type stamp, and that is just from Amazon. And that's what I'm using right now just to get some more layers and some grunge on this page. Now, this is one of my Nicole Jones 911 printables. It was bright green, and you'll see that when I flip it over. But I just wanted the shape of it. So I used some stamps to stamp on some label parts, a word. The word says working on it. I get on that on the right-hand side. I did a tab on the left-hand side. It says important. And now I think I'm looking like there's more rubbins. Oh yeah. So I found a 49 at Market, and it is a dragonfly, and it's quite beautiful. And so that goes underneath my tag. I just felt like it needed something in that space. I'm going to use, I think it's antique linen. No, no, it's not. It's the green. Peeled paint is what I splattered with. And then I just, this is a Tim Holtz stamp. I just kept adding more stuff. Like it needed something. So this is like letters and numbers, perfect on the bottom. And then I don't even know where this is from, but it was a little border sticker again that was in my stash. So I clipped off a piece and put it under the photo. More dots. I think I put a little loop of ribbon like that's in the layout. And that's going to be the last thing I do. So I want to thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I hope you have a fabulous day, and please come back and see me again soon.